What's going on? Your boy Tunnel Vision. We back. Hey man, Ruiz can have a redemption story, man. He gets his tail knocked out in the end, but he could have a redemption story. Um, the WBC came out and said that, Ruiz is gonna be ranked pretty high, I guess in the top five. So because of that, it's gonna be possible for him to have a fight with Deontay Wilder. Um, And some people like, nah, we ain't trying to see that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't deserve it and things of that nature. And I'm still pissed. I'm still in my F Ruiz like state of mind right now. But you also have to sit back and just look at it and look at history. Um, Ortiz, he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. He tested positive. Fight didn't even end up happening. Someone else had to also step in and Wilder had to fight somebody else. But Ortiz ended up still getting the Wilder fight and another fight on top of that against Deontay Wilder, right? Dillian White just tested positive, right? They let him basically skate through that whole situation, and now he's back being Wilder's mandatory again. That I guess Wilder has to fight in 2021. This year it's Tyson Fury that's his mandatory. Go back into the but let's really go back into the past when it came to Duran, aka Mr. Nomas, who literally quit in the middle of his fight. He quit. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard in his first fight. In the next fight, he quits because he didn't like all the movement. Ironically, all the movement that Anthony Joshua was doing. He just put his head, no mas. At least Ruiz didn't do that. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect. People mess up. We don't know the insecurities that is going on in that man. We don't know whatever demons he might be fighting through, you know, and what happened. He didn't come prepared. He was eating too much. He was spending probably too much money, and he wasn't doing what was necessary to win. But it doesn't mean that just erases whatever he might be able to do in the future. Dillian White called him out, and he was talking about fighting him on the Joshua versus whatever the other dude's name is, Duopa, whatever the hell his name is, on that undercard for the IBF fight. If he can do that, that'd be perfect. It's kind of killing two birds with one stone. Regardless, they could pay. They offer you 2 mil, a mil and a half, 2 mil. I say take it. I say take it and go do that fight. You go do that fight. You come into shape. Ruiz can beat Dillian White. Dillian White has stamina issues. And Dillian White can be stopped. I might understand why he might not want to go to the UK and fight him just due to the fact with their whole drug policies and how corrupt it seems to be over there with that and how sketchy it is. Maybe that I can understand. But if he's, if there's proper drug testing and he believes in it, let's say it's a VADA thing where it's ramped up testing and it's maybe writing it in wording in the contract that says if he is found positive, UCAD or whatever has to notify him of it, and they can do something like that, then I'll say go ahead and do it. Go ahead and fight him. You kill two birds with one stone. Number one, you show everybody that you're serious again, and then you're back to your old form. And number two, you knock up Deontay Wilder's mandatory, which guess what that means? They're going to end up making you the mandatory. So that puts you into a space where, you're in a good situation with that. Then after that, if you want to, you can maybe even take on the Adam Kawanaki. Or if you can't get the Dillian White fight, see if you can get an Adam Kawanaki fight. The cool thing about the Adam Kawanaki fight is that Anthony Joshua is going to be facing his mandatory right now, right? But after that, Adam Kawanaki is going to get jumped up, I believe, in the IBF. Was it the IBF or the WBA? I believe the IBF, where he gets jumped up, where now he's basically going to be the next mandatory for next year. So you do that fight, next year you're gonna be down. You're gonna be Anthony Joshua's mandatory. So you can do 1, 2 more fights after that, a home fight or whatever. Further, build up your respect again, and have multiple fights where you show people that you are good when it comes to that. And then you probably fight Anthony Joshua. Whereas the situation where the IBS forces the fight, or if Anthony Joshua vacates the belt, or maybe Eddie Hearn just ends up doing a third fight, just knowing that, hey, we're going to have to deal with him later anyway. So you can even go that route, try to get those belts back, and then come back and fight Deontay Wilder. Or again, fight Dillian White. If you're able to fight Dillian White and you beat him, maybe have one more fight because there's a possibility that Tyson Fury and Wilder might be fighting twice in a trilogy matchup. So they do that. After they're done with that, two, you got two solid performances already done, and you put yourself into a situation where now you're a viable option for Deontay Wilder, and you basically could be his mandatory. Where then, while Deontay Wilder is able to fight his mandatory, in a big, huge fight, next year. See, maybe not this year, but maybe next year or the end of the year next year on 2020, or if not that, in 2021. But he does have a redemption story there. But number one, he needs to get focused. He needs to be back in the gym. He should already be back in the gym. He needs to get a nutritionist, cut that weight down, put himself into a healthy space, and get a fight set up. He wasn't damaged. He wasn't hurt, anything like that. So he was barely touched. So he should be ready to go. His whole thing should just be about getting his weight and everything back in order. And that should start immediately. That should already have been started. And Joshua was supposed to fight, I think, in March, December, January, February, March. It's like 3 months. So get yourself together, man, and see if it can be done. But is this a fight that could happen between them in the future, whether it be like in a year to time, year and a half? Absolutely. There's no reason why it couldn't be. Everybody deserves second and I guess even third chances. There are people who have run people over and they're not with us anymore, and the people, the culprits, are playing in the NFL, making millions of dollars. I mean, you know, if your worst crime is that you ate too much and you didn't train for a boxing match, and that's the worst thing you've done, hey man, you deserve a second chance too, or third chance, whatever chance he's getting. You know what I mean? Because yeah, actually, it's a third chance. Because when Al Heyman paid that $800,000 to get you out of that contract with Top Rank, that was your second chance right there. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out. Get it together, Ruiz. Let's get this going.